don't try to be your dog's pack leader. Why? Because you can't. There's no such thing. The pack leader myth, you have to be the alpha male, is one of the biggest myths that just refuses to die. Okay? And I want to break it down for you why this is completely irrelevant to training your dog and even just living with your dog. Now, there's a couple things to keep in mind here, okay? Number one, how did this even get started? Okay, well, about 70 years ago, there was a study done on wild gray wolves, okay? And they watched these wolves interact with each other, and what they found out was that wolves form a social hierarchy, and there's a level of dominance between the different wolves. There's an alpha male, a pack leader, and for whatever reason, they took these findings on wolves and they applied it to domesticated dogs, right? Now, just that alone should be a red flag. It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, sure, wolves are closely related to dogs, but they're two different animals. So why you would apply behavioral studies from one animal to another, right there, it doesn't make sense. Even though they're very, very, very similar, they are not the same animal. This is like me going to study tigers and then learning their behavior and applying that to my domesticated house cat. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So let's take this one step further. So yeah, so they applied the behavior to dogs. Okay? And what they would find is dog-to-dog behavior. Okay? If you were to take a pack of dogs now and let them go together and run around, here's what you will find. Will they develop a social hierarchy? Absolutely. No good trainer, no behaviorist is going to deny that dogs to dogs will absolutely form some sort of hierarchy. Okay? Here's where the confusion sets in, is when you take that same level of thinking of dog to dog and you try to apply it dog to human. Okay? And this is where this pack leader myth, all right, comes from, is trying to apply this to our relationships with our dogs, okay? Our dogs know we are not dogs. No matter how hard you try to be a dog, our dog knows you're a human, you're a different species. We are never going to be in the same social hierarchy as dogs living amongst other dogs, okay? We naturally are always going to be above our dog because we're just the superior being. We're the more intelligent creature, okay? So, do dogs form social hierarchies amongst other dogs? Absolutely. Is your dog going to listen any better to you because they're going to view you in this social hierarchy? Absolutely not, okay? When I'm taking my dog for a walk down the street and we get to the corner, I ask him to sit. Max, sit. I say just like that. I don't yell, I'm very calm. And what happens? Almost instantly, his butt hits the ground. Why? Because I practice with him. I've been very consistent. My dog doesn't just, we don't get to the corner and I go, Max, sit, and he doesn't first look back at me and go, okay, well, you're the leader and I respect you, so I better do what you say. No, not at all. My dog gets to the corner, I say sit, and he sits because he knows that historically something good happens when he sits. That usually he gets a treat, that I pet him, that we continue walking. And I've been very consistent with it, okay? So, dog-to-human relationships is very different than dog-to-dog relationships. Now, here's another big myth that kind of falls under this whole thing, and that's the whole dominance thing, okay? Dominance here. That your dog is trying to dominate you. Your dog is trying to be the boss. That's why he's not listening. Well, number one, dominance is not a personality trait, so describing a dog as dominant is not even using the word correctly. Number two, let's play devil's advocate here. Okay, your dog is trying to dominate you. What is he trying to get from you? He already gets free meals, he gets free toys, he gets to go in the bed, he gets free shelter, he gets attention whenever he wants, he goes to the groomer, he goes to the dog park. What is your dog possibly trying to dominate you to get? The car keys? I mean, if you really think about this dominance thing, what could your dog possibly be trying to dominate you for? The answer is nothing. Because that's not even, it doesn't apply to dog to human relationships. There is no struggle for resources between dogs to humans, okay? So this whole your dog is trying to dominate you thing, again, that has nothing to do with your dog's behavior and why he is or isn't listening to you, okay? Here's another one, is these crazy rules that people try to tell you you need to do. Things like, don't ever let the dog walk ahead of you, because then he thinks he's the leader. Come on, okay? When you are out for a walk with your dog, and you are taking him for a walk, there are so many sounds and smells and, you know, cars going by. There's so much around him. The last thing in your dog's mind is, where am I walking in correlation to my human? They aren't paying attention to if they're behind you, if they're on the left of you, if they're in front of you, okay? Forcing a dog to walk on your left side doesn't do anything, except for forcing your dog to walk on your left side. They're not learning anything. They're not going to sit or stay or come any better because you walk them on your left side. There's no correlation between that and better obedience. Or some other ones. Oh, your dog went on furniture. If my dog goes on the bed, it's because he's trying to dominate me and show me he's the boss. No, your dog is going on the bed because it's more comfortable. That's it. I would rather lay on a nice soft bed than lay on the, you know, hardwood floor or a tile floor. That's all it is. All of these you know, rules that you hear, there's very practical, you know, reasons why dogs do these behaviors, okay? What's another one? You know, similar to the walking thing, don't ever let your dog go upstairs first, because that means he's in charge. No, not at all. Dogs don't care whether they go up first or you go up first. In fact, I make a habit of sending my dog up first because he's a 110, 120 pound Rottweiler and I don't want him barreling up behind me, knocking my feet out from under me. So I make a habit, Max, go first. And I send him to the room and then I follow behind. Alright? So any of these things, you know, that you need to, that you've read or been told that you need to do, oh, here's another one, right? That you should always eat dinner or eat your food before the dog. Alright? Again, you eating your food before your dog, it's not going to make him sit any better. It's not going to make him listen any better. It doesn't do anything. I purposely feed my dog, again, similar to the stairs, I feed him before. Because I don't feed him out of bowls. He gets all his food in puzzle toys. You know, things like Kongs, Busy Buddies, those kind of toys. And I go put him in the backyard, and he has 3 different ones he gets per meal. And each meal takes him about an hour and a half. And I do that before I sit down for dinner. So that way, I can eat dinner in peace. I don't have a dog begging me for food, begging for table scraps. Usually I can even do the dishes and clean up before he's done with his dinner. Alright? So, this pack leader myth, okay, you know, I know this has gotten very popular because of the whole dog whisperer Cesar Millan. And I get asked this question a lot and that gets brought up. So let me just say a few things about that. Number one, Cesar Millan is not a real dog trainer. He has no certifications, at least as of this video. He does nothing that's science-based. Okay, the whole like alpha roll thing, for example, where he says you take the dog, roll them on their side, and hold them there till they calm down. Not once do domesticated dogs ever roll another dog. What will happen is one dog will submissively roll on their belly to say, okay, I get it, leave me alone. But domesticated dogs do not use force in that same way. Okay? Cesar Millan, I think he is an amazing TV personality. I think he's an absolutely terrible dog trainer. Right? I mean, look at the start of his show. The start of his show, there's a warning, don't try this at home. That should be a red flag there, okay? He makes for good TV. In real life applications, because a lot of this is what he preaches, to do the opposite of what I'm saying here, to be your dog's pack leader and that's the magic here, no, okay? The biggest thing with the whole pack leader, okay, anyone that tells you that is making big giant excuses, alright? If you had a trainer tell you that, oh, you're doing everything right, and the only reason your dog's not listening to you is because he doesn't think you're the pack leader or the alpha male, sorry, that's a trainer who's making an excuse because he's not or she's not addressing the underlying problem. Okay? If your dog is jumping on people all over the place, he is not jumping on people all over because he doesn't respect you, because he doesn't think you're the pack leader. He's jumping because he's been reinforced that from the time he was a puppy, when he came over and he was, jumping on people at 8 weeks old, people would bend down and go, "Oh, what a cute puppy," reinforcing the jumping. And then at 6 months old, when he's about 40, 50 pounds and he would jump, people would still kind of give him attention. "Oh, hi, hello," and okay, that's enough now, but they're still giving him attention. At 12 months now, there's 100-pound dogs jumping all over people. What are they doing? No, stop, off. Still giving him attention. So for an entire year, we reward the jumping behavior by giving him attention. So for a trainer to come in then at 12 months, when the dog is 12 months, and say, "Oh no, the reason why your dog is jumping, he doesn't respect you." No, your dog is jumping because for the past 12 months, we've been reinforcing the behavior. And I use jumping as an example, but I can give you this example for literally any behavior problem, okay? Dogs do not develop behavior problems because they don't think you are the pack leader. Dogs develop behavior problems because there is an issue, whatever the behavior is, gets reinforced. And that bad behavior continues to get reinforced. So I could go on forever about this. Hopefully this clears up some, myths. If you read things about you need to be the dog's pack leader or the alpha male, the whole dominance thing, I hope this gives you some insight as to, how the dog to human relationship really is. Okay, training is about consistency. It's about repetitions. It's about rewarding what you like, ignoring the behaviors you don't like, right? And communicating with your dog in a way they understand. Okay, so that's the pack leader myth, guys. Concepts that everybody needs to understand before you start trying to train your dog. Because if you don't understand the way dogs communicate, then you're never going to be able to communicate to your dog